In my last videos, I made predictions for the NFC teams and the AFC North. This video is going to be the AFC East. New England Patriots. This offseason, the Patriots added Carlton Davis. He's a really good corner, and pairing him up with Christian Gonzalez is going to make for an elite secondary. They also signed Stephon Diggs, but I feel he's going to become washed. However, the Patriots' receiving goal last year was Bunn, so a washed Stephon Diggs is still an upgrade. In the draft, they picked up Will Campbell, the tackle out of LSU. Drake May needs a better O-line, and I think he's a really good piece to help rebuild that line. It's hilarious that before the draft, people would talk about how short his arms were. He does have shorter arms than the average tackle, but I think he's still a really good tackle. I'm not sure what to make of Drake May just yet. He's had a few good games and a few stinkers. The O-line and receivers outside of like Demario Douglas, he's had a few decent games, have not been much help for him. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Ramondre Stevenson has been up and down. I think he's a good running back, but I'm not too sure. This offense does have potential, but I'm not going to bet on them to be good. However, this defense should be really good at least. I like Christian Gonzalez, and him and Carlton should be really great on the outside. I guess outside of this secondary, there's not too much else to like, but I think it can be just good enough for this defense to be middle of the pack. I believe that they're still rebuilding, so they won't win a lot of games. They do look slightly better than last year, so I will give them an extra win for this year. 5-12. Buffalo Bills. This offseason, they lost Von Miller, but I think he's washed now. He really didn't do much for them last year. They also lost Amari Cooper, who I thought was going to be really good when they traded for him last year. He ended up not doing much and was a bit of a letdown, which makes sense why they would let him go. They added Joey Bosa, who if healthy can be really good for them. He isn't quite as good as his brother Nick, but when he is healthy and on the field, he's still a major threat. One major hole that the Bills still have is at wide receiver. They don't really have a good receiving core. Khalil Shakir is decent, but outside of him, I don't really trust anyone. Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid are not bad as tight ends, but they also aren't great either. The O-line is pretty good, so they have that going for them. But at the end of the day, all you need is Josh Allen for this offense to be good. They still have Josh Allen, this offense will be good. Many people say Josh Allen didn't deserve MVP, while Lamar and Joe both had great arguments. I'm not mad at Josh's MVP. Their defense should still be really good. I like Greg Rousseau, Ed Oliver, and now they added Joey Bosa to that D-line. The linebackers of Matt Milano and Terrell Bernard are decent, and Taron Johnson is super underrated. The only questions is their safeties. They don't really have anyone I fully trust at that position, so they could be a torchable defense. At the end of the day, the Bills own the division. If not for the Kansas City Chiefs, people will be talking about how dominant the Bills have been with 5 straight division titles. However, the Chiefs have 9 straight division titles, so it kind of pales in comparison. I do think at the end of the year, the Bills win the division again and make it 6 straight division titles. I think they win the division again at 12-5. Miami Dolphins. This offseason, one move they made I really liked was getting Rasul Douglas. He's a bit older now, but I think he has a couple good years left. He's a very solid cornerback. With Jalen Ramsey gone, they're going to need someone to replace him. In the draft, they picked up Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle out of Michigan. I think he was severely underrated, and he was as important, if not more important, than Mason Graham at Michigan. I think this is a huge pickup for them to help the interior of the defensive line. Tua's another one of those quarterbacks who isn't bad, but not as great as you would like either. He's had many good games, but many stinkers as well. It seems that as the season goes on and the temperature drops, his abilities at QB do as well. Correlation does not mean causation, so I'm not going to say it's the cold weather that's affecting his play, but it does raise a question mark. As underwhelming as you think Tua is, when he's not out there, this offense turns to Last season when they were out, they could not do anything. They lost to a Mason Rudolph-led Titans. Despite his flaws, Tua is very important to this offense. Outside of him, they do have a lot of weapons. Devon Achane, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, they're all fast as hell, and you can't catch them if they get past your defense. The O-line still needs some work, and it isn't great, so they still need to improve that. But overall, this is a good offense. Defensively, they should be solid as well. I like the addition of Rasul Douglas, and they did get Minkah Fitzpatrick from the Jalen Ramsey trade. I do like Bradley Chubb and Chop Robinson off the edges. They should have a really solid pass rush. Overall, I think this is a solid defense. It's crazy to think that the Dolphins have not won a playoff game in my lifetime. Every single team has won a playoff game but them. I know the Lions recently broke the drought a couple years ago, but they've broken now, so that doesn't matter. I feel like if the Dolphins are underwhelming again, Tua, Mike McDaniel, or both of them are going to be out the door. However, I do think the Dolphins will bounce back this year. I'm not going to lie, this is not a pick I'm super confident in, but I do think the Dolphins will go 10-7. New York Jets. This offseason, they brought in Justin Fields to be the quarterback. This has to be a lose-lose for both the team and Justin. I don't think Justin has proved to be a reliable quarterback just yet, and the Jets have not proven that they could develop quarterbacks either. I don't think it's likely that it's going to end well for either side. Jets won't get good QB play, and Fields will continue to tank his stock. Despite this, Justin Fields is still a major threat on his feet. He'll have some cool highlight plays of him rushing based off his athletic abilities. Jets fans will have some cool highlights to look forward to, I guess. This offense still does not look great. Garrett Wilson's decent. Breece Hall is decent. But outside of those two, who else do they have? I'm already not confident in Justin Fields, and now he won't have much to work with either. The O-line is awful, and the only reliable receiver is Wilson. I guess the run game should be pretty good. The backfield of Breece Hall and Braylon Allen should be really good to pair alongside with Justin Fields' rushing abilities. This offense will go old school and run the damn ball. The Jets supposedly have an elite defense every year, but I feel they haven't had that in a while now. This defense hasn't been elite since like 2022. Last year, they were very mid. They do have good players on the defense, don't get me wrong. I do like Sauce Gardner, Will McDonald's pretty good, Quinnen Williams decent. But as a group, I feel like they'll end up being mid just like last year. Maybe Aaron Glenn can turn it around, but as of now, I don't think he will. This team is more than a QB away, and I don't think Justin Fields would be the quarterback even if they were a QB away. They're under a new regime under Aaron Glenn, and I feel like this season they'll be rebuilding rather than competing. 4-13 season incoming. Okay, so here are the final standings for the AFC East. The Bills win the division at 12-5. Miami Dolphins come in second at 10-7. Patriots come in third at 5-12. And the Jets come last at 4-13. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. The next video will be the AFC South. Alright, peace.